I'm Deepak Chopra. You're watching One World, coming to you today from New York City, from the NASDAQ building. And my very special guest right now is Nancy Mahon in Gaelic, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's what you said. We're going to talk about her amazing work in a few moments. But first, I want to know a little bit about you.
Sure.
So, who are you?
Well, I often say my mother was a social worker and my dad is a lawyer, and I think I'm a hybrid of both. I was lucky enough to go to NYU Law School and get a scholarship to law school, the Ruth Tilden program. And
you grew up here?
Yes,
in New York City?
outside New York.
Okay.
All my grandparents are from Ireland, thus the reference to Gaelic. And
by the way, I went to an Irish Christian Brothers school.
Oh, you did the Jesuits?
Yes, in India.
Which school?
At St. Columba's in New
Yes,
Delhi.
Jesuits are very good educators.
I go once a year to Ireland.
Really? Well, I'm lucky enough now
I
to
still have a connection with that whole
I have a
institution.
a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, and thinking about education, and
that's
very,
the best.
yes, very fine education.
The best education, yes. Anyway, sorry for the interrupt.
Oh, that's okay.
So you went to NYU.
Yes.
And then what happened after that?
Well, when I got out of law school, I was able then to make some choices because I wasn't carrying a lot of debt. And so I clerked for judges for a couple of years. I thought I might be a law professor. And then I realized that every professor I really enjoyed had actually been in the field and doing something. So I took a job working with prisoners living with AIDS. And this was very, very early in the epidemic. And worked
in New York City?
In New York City and in New York State. Most of the New York, most prisoners in New York State are from New York City, but they're often very, very far away. In big prison facilities. So essentially, I worked with prisoners to get them HIV medication, to do HIV testing, and ensure that they knew their status, because prison is an educable moment for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. It's a time to think, reflect on one's family, what you've done well, what you haven't done well. And what we found was that many people were, something about being imprisoned made people more interested in living. And as a young person, it's a very profound place to work because the stakes are very high, and you learn that a lot of things go on in courtrooms. It's often really not justice, though. But the one piece of justice I felt that I could do was for sick people, they deserved medication. And so we advocated to get people medication, and also advocated at that time people were only living a year or 2 years with the illness. So there was something called medical parole. And it was a law that was enacted to allow people to be released at the very end of living with HIV and come home to die, essentially. Let's
go back historically. Now, what year are we talking about?
Those years were the early 1990s. I graduated from law school in '89, clerked for a couple years. So basically it was 93, even in the 90s, actually. I mean, people talk about AIDS being discovered in the 80s, but there's been very uneven knowledge, honestly, about treatment, whether it helped you, whether it didn't help you. For folks who are African American, there's a very vivid memory of the Tuskegee trials here in the U.S.